and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am your dungeon master for this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai.
Finn Fisher.
No Lonnie Stevenson.
Regin Starkweather, baby.
And Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And we are back.
For a second, I was like, why didn't Hannah say my name? Because I was expecting you to say Malachi. Nope, I'm Taylor.
Sure you are.
We're method here. Okay. So, we are back in the Lunluma Ocean. Specifically, we are once more finding ourselves under the ocean. Or in the ocean, I suppose. Under the surface of the ocean.
The in is under.
It is. It's true. It's fucked up that they call it, like, under the sea when, like, you're in the sea.
Down is up, you know?
But the sea is just, like, the top line of it. Once you're underwater, that's no longer the sea. That's what I've just decided.
Disagree. Okay.
Great. Okay. So
tweet at AA Latai if you have opinions on that take.
Yeah, so let's do a little recap and then let's dive right into it. So, where we last left off, the boys had realized that they had been lured into a trap by Kathoth, an ambitious follower of the Lurker in the Deep, Finn's father and warlock patron, who had kind of told them all that Finn's father wanted him to attend this surge of power at a kind of center of power that is located in the center of a coral reef, just offshore from Finn's hometown of Gillsbury. So, Kathoth, as soon as he had the opportunity, attacked Finn, instantly knocking him unconscious and quickly launching us into a very harrowing battle situation as Kathoth and his allies attempted to kill Finn. Fortunately, thanks to some spell casting, some interposing of bodies, some clever attacks, some clever maneuvers, Finn's life remains with him. As you, and all of you, in fact, are still alive, although Regin is currently unconscious. After Kathoth was dispatched, you all found yourselves blacking out for a short moment, or Regin was already, unconscious. But you all had some kind of strange, confusing visions, and then found yourselves coming back to consciousness, still around this vortex, around this center of power, although it seems to have calmed down a bit from the miniature. There's still a whirlpool there, but the little, like, vortex that had come up is not there anymore, although the cube that had formed in the center of said vortex is still just kind of floating there in the middle of the room. Where we last left off, Malachi had just reached over and hit Regin with 2 points of lay on hands, so Regin, you are just kind of coming to consciousness again, and that is where we will pick up. As you all kind of, like, are gathering your bearings, you
open our eyes.
You take stock. All of you are alive. Kathoth and his allies are all dead. The room is now empty. Even though his little, like, squid thing hadn't been killed, it seems to have disappeared somewhere, while you all had your eyes closed. There's nothing and no one else in the room except for this swirling whirlpool and the cube. Finn, as you're kind of like, kind of coming down from this, big, insane headspace that you've been in for the past few seconds, you kind of like take a few deep breaths. You feel kind of, first of all, like you feel a new kind of connection with your father. This sort of feeling of, Kathoth had told you that your father wanted you to be here at this portal so that your power would increase somehow, and it almost feels like something did happen. You get the sense, Finn, that you, in the same way that, like, sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, I have more spells and magic now, you get the sense that you've gained a kind of a new ability. You remember something that Kathoth had done in the middle of the battle, where he had opened his mouth and the Lurker's voice had come out, in this kind of magical and strange way. Finn, you get the feeling that you could do the same thing. As you're gaining this new kind of special ability, I will read to you what it does.
Wow, this is gonna kill at open mic night.
And then I'll
possibly literally.
And then I'll text.
Oh my god, when we go back to hang with Ted.
Who's Mike?
He's my friend. He's really open and available about like sharing his feelings and everything. So sometimes we just hang out and talk about stuff.
You need one of those.
So the way this ability works, this is an ability called the Voice of the Lurker. The Lurker speaks through you with a thunderous voice audible within 300 feet. Creatures of your choice that can hear the Lurker's words, spoken in abyssal, infernal, or primordial, must succeed on a charisma saving throw equal to your spell save DC, or be frightened for 1 minute. And a frightened target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success.
Ooh.
And you're going to get this once per long rest.
All right.
Yeah, so you, Finn, that's kind of the first thing you notice, is this feeling that you have this new ability.
I feel Papa's voice within me.
Wow, I've never felt closer to him.
The second thing you notice is that the cube is still just kind of like floating. You were closest to it, and so it's still just kind of like floating in the middle of the room.
I can't wait to use this new ability in a mirror and say, I'm proud of you.
Oof.
Hey, he is, as far as
Could you
we
try
can
that
tell.
on me and see if it works?
Oh, is he your dad too? You should have mentioned that.
You know,
We're all related. This has been well established.
Could be. Could be.
No, we're not.
I'd have some questions.
Sorry, so cube?
So cube, yeah. It's just floating there.
With my newfound powerful voice, maybe I should keep this safe in my mouth.
What does this cube look like? How big is it?
This one is, I believe the last one you found was like the tiny one. I'm losing track of my cubes, guys.
Yeah, it was
this
tiny
one's
and
like,
still-
this one's a little bit bigger, more like fist-sized, a little bit
Finn,
bigger
don't put
than
it in your
that.
mouth. You won't be able to get it out.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I could do it.
It's like a light bulb.
You'll never know until you try.
It looks like it's like a dark green and almost looks kind of glassy.
Oh my god, like my rocks.
Aquatic
Ooh.
as fuck.
Yeah, Malachi, this would really fit your sort of outfit, whatever.
I hate it.
Yeah, I grab it.
Malachi
Cool.
makes the D&D equivalent of the sign of the cross at it.
You grab it, you have it, you don't immediately feel anything except the usual kind of like, oh, you know, it's a cube. You guys have handled these before.
I grab it and suddenly arch my back and go, oh! Nah, just kidding.
Oh god, Finn, don't do that.
I punch Finn.
You're lying down across the room.
Well, he's floating across the room.
I'm floating aimlessly.
Yeah, so you guys are at the bottom of the ocean. What do you do?
Finally!
I would like to leave.
Why would I do anything? This is where I like to be.
Immediately.
Malachi just has like his hands like on his forehead, like, oh my god, just like.
Hey, how much time do we have on Regin's water breathing potion?
I have no idea.
Not much. He does not have to take the other one yet. I'll tell you, so if you guys start to leave right now, I'm going to make you make a survival check to see if you can get out before he needs to take the other potion.
Okay.
Well, if we factor in hanging out with Ted.
I know. Well, Ted can give him inspiration on the survival check.
I never used my inspiration. I still have it.
Yeah,
from before.
same. Anyways, so I have just brought Regin up, and I see Finn grab the cube, and I let go of my own forehead and get down to business. I say, Finn, be careful with that thing. And I want to pull out.
Yeah, it does look sort of fragile.
Did we get, after the adventure, did we get our box back? A cube container?
Oh boy. If you want it, like they have like lead boxes and stuff because that's a pretty standard like magic item containing. So even if they didn't give you your specific one, I'll say that if you want to have grabbed one from them, that would be pretty standard like equipment that they could have sent with you.
Cool. Then I want to hold that out to Finn for him to put the cube in.
Oh, no, thanks. I already have a cube.
No, Finn, this one's empty.
Oh.
It needs a cube, like a oyster and a pearl. Please put the cube in the box.
You always know just the right metaphor to use, Malachi. I put it in.
I thought you might like that one.
Cool. You snap the box shut. You've got a cube in a box.
I do not want to hold it though because that cube is disgusting to me. Right? That was
Okay, I'll hold it.
That's not just me making a decision.
No,
Hannah
yeah,
said that,
you
right?
remember it kind of repelled you
Okay.
out of the room at first.
More cube for me.
Cool. All right, so Finn has the box with the cube on it. Write that down so we don't forget.
Actually, you know what? Let me see it. I want to see the cube.
Are you?
I look at Malachi.
I look at Regin. Everything okay?
I am so pissed at everything right now. I got killed like 4 times
Look, I'm
during
sorry,
that.
man. I had to do what I had to do, okay?
And there was 1 dragon, and now there's 2 dragons, and that is just 2 dragons too
Malachi
many.
starts looking around for the dragons.
No, not here.
I look under the box.
Not literally. I had like this flashback vision thing while I was out, and
Oh, me too.
normally there's just 1 dragon, and this time there were 2 dragons, and I'm just getting really fucking sick of dragons. So
Wait. Hold on. You get to dream about dragons?
I wouldn't say it's a get-to thing.
I'm fuming. I'm so jealous.
Well, what do you dream about?
Well, not dragons.
Probably rocks.
You know what? We can talk about this later. We need to go. Regin, you're gonna drown down here if we don't get out of here.
No, I wanna make an Arcana check or something on the cube.
Okay.
I wanna put my
Oh, do you
hand on
think
it.
you can? Do you think you can fit it in your mouth?
I probably do have a bigger mouth than you.
Yeah.
We're not putting anything in our mouths down here unless it's a good berry.
Regin, are you touching it?
Yeah.
Cool. You can make an Arcana check.
12.
12. Okay. That's not bad. So first off, as soon as you kind of put your fingertips on the cube, you feel like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. That with the kind of like static electricity feeling, just feeling like there's a charge. You get the sense that an Arcana check can't tell you like exactly how something works, but you do get the feeling from touching it and feeling that kind of like little spark of electricity that you could cast your spells using this in the way that you see Malachi use his rock to kind of focus his magic. You think that this could help you focus your magic, and that perhaps would have effects from there, although you don't really know about that part of it. But you
So this cube feels good to me? Like...
it feels like magic, so complicated, but it feels like you feel like you could use it.
You're saying, Hannah, that like he feels like it's possible that there could be effects from using it in this way?
I'm saying that this is that mechanically it can be used like an arcane focus, and that it perhaps would have extra abilities as an arcane focus.
As these thoughts are coursing through Regin's mind, I am slowly moving it closer and closer to his mouth.
I lick it.
I seize Finn's wrists.
You get a little like licking a battery or something like that. It's like a little
Oh, I keep on doing it.
No.
Oh, is it fun? Can I try?
Regin?
I let Finn lick
I
it.
grab Regin's tongue between my 2 fingers.
I lick the cube while Malachi's distracted.
you get the same feeling, little shock like a battery.
So that's what this one does.
Oh, I do have 2 hands. I grab Finn. No, I let go of Finn's wrist and I grab his tongue. And both of their tongues intact so that they can't say anything. We're not licking this anymore. We need to go. And I let go.
Malachi, you're just jealous. If you want to lick it, you can.
It's got plenty of time.
Gross. No, you guys are gross.
Great.
Put it in the box.
We could all lick it, and so could 3 other people. It's got 6 sides.
Oh shit. Oh shoot. Finn, can you bring Nurgle back?
Not if we don't have 10 minutes.
Oh. Let's go.
Yeah, I would like to leave.
I miss that guy.
Me too.
I have complicated feelings about this, and I don't like being here.
Cool.
Right before we go, can I divine sense the place?
Yeah. I don't think you would get anything with a divine sense
No.
in this room right now.
You know, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
We outie.
As you guys start to swim out through the coral reef, so first I need one person, whoever's leading, to kind of give me a survival check.
I think I'm going to take point here.
I'm very good at survival, though.
Oh, actually, no. Yeah, Finn's fine. He can be up front.
Yeah, I'm at, like, full health here because I just drank that potion. 21.
Beautiful. Yeah, with a 21, you kind of just barely, because you guys did dawdle a little licking the cube. But you just barely kind of hit the DC to get out. So Regin, you'll still have the potion on you.
Do we swim through Ted's room on our way?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
11.
Okay.
Oh, my God. 6.
16.
16. Okay. Finn, you're pretty focused on getting you the right way out through the coral. And Malachi, you're pretty focused on, like, looking for danger.
Yeah.
But Regin,
As I
you
float
notice,
around.
As I drag you by the wrist.
all of you do notice that you do, like, Finn specifically takes you through Ted's room, hoping to at least do, like, a little flyby and give a wave or something. Ted's not there.
Where's Ted?
And not only is Ted not there, like, none of the other fish and sea life that had been there are there. And the room looks, like, a little different. As you kind of swim out through the reef, it's similar tunnels and passageways and stuff like that, so that Finn is able to follow them, and it feels like going out from a place that you'd been in before. But none of the creatures that you'd passed on your way here are there. None of the challenges that you'd encountered are there. Everything seems like really different. It's not empty. There's other plants here and stuff like that. But not many fish, just a couple that Regin, you like spot a couple of fish, and specifically you spot this one little like marine lizard that kind of like scuttles around underwater and like looks at you and then like scuttles on the wall away.
I look at him.
Brethren.
But yeah, something about this is off. You guys swim out of the reef.
We're swimming, and I'm like, hey, this seems much more chill than before. This is great.
I shoot out a telepathy, just like, hello?
You get from the little lizard, as it's kind of scuttling away, you get a, hello.
Oh.
Have you seen a musical tortoise around here?
No.
Like, never?
No.
How long have you been here?
My whole life.
Huh.
He's been alive 2 hours.
Well, you have a lovely home, sir.
Oh,
A
thanks.
hot 4 days.
You guys swim out of the reef, and you start to swim up to the surface. As you're swimming up to the surface, Regin, you feel the water breathing potion expiring. And you almost, like, it actually does run out while you're still underwater, but you can, like, see the surface above you, and so you just kind of, like, hold your breath and swim up, and then kind of gasp as you hit the surface.
Not a fucking again.
So, when we got out of the reef itself, the sharks and everything weren't there too?
And no sharks as you come out of the reef. And as you guys surface, it's just open sea. You don't see Gillsbury. You don't see boats. You don't see anything. It is just open sea for miles around and a starlit sky above you.
So it's still nighttime.
So it's still nighttime.
This is the life, guys. I float on my back.
Malachi just starts spinning around. Like, you know that thing where you twist your legs in a way so it makes you spin around really fast in the water? He's doing that frantically looking for land. He's like, is putting his cat eye night vision goggles up and down in his face trying to see if that's going to change anything.
You can make me a perception check.
Hyperventilating.
I assume our boat is gone too.
Mm-hmm.
Not natural, but it is a 1.
A dirty one. The
Wait,
elusive dirty
no.
one.
I don't have a. Never mind. It's not a -1, so I have a 3, not a 1.
Oh, great. You're spinning way too fast and everything's just blurry.
Okay.
All right, so I realize this is maybe a tense situation, but I am going to spend the next 10 minutes casting Find Familiar to resummon Nurgle as I lie there.
As Malachi is going through a full nervous breakdown.
So, Hannah, I am proficient in navigator's tools by virtue of being a sailor. So could I campaign for the ability to navigate by the stars, and so perhaps just lie on my back and wonder where the fuck we are?
Yeah, I thought you might ask. That is going to be so it's an intelligence check, but you can add your proficiency in navigator's tools. So you're getting to add your proficiency to this, but it is an intelligence check.
See, Malachi, Regin gets it. Just lie back and relax.
I've made myself dizzy and I'm looking ill.
I rolled a 9 and a 19. So that comes to a 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. With that, you can tell that you are... You can narrow it down. You are definitely further south than you should be. You get the sense that you're probably either in the kind of like near the middle or southern half of the Western Sea, or you might be in the Sea of Storms, although plotting stars by the Sea of Storms is always tricky because it's so frequently stormy. And it's not stormy right now. The sky, at least above you guys, is clear. But you're definitely, you just like by looking at the stars, you're like, oh yeah, we are somewhere else.
Okay.
Than where we were meant to be.
So, boys, I hate to break this to you, but we are not where we were. We are somewhere where perhaps people will never find us.
Wow, way to take it to a dark place right off the bat, Regin.
Malachi starts to sink below the water.
Who has matte black on them?
That would be Finn.
Oh yeah, I have Matt Black. Yeah, should I wake him up?
Please.
Yeah, how about we get our good buddy Matt Black?
I want you to know that when I was planning for this session, I did think to myself about what I would do if you guys forgot about Matt Black. Glad you didn't.
No, thank God. Who could forget him?
I toss him up and shout solstice.
Cool.
And he materializes directly over our heads, crushing us and killing us instantly.
I was gonna say, I assume you frisbee it a little bit so it goes out so that it pops up. You guys are able to, when Matt Black materializes, a rope, like, drops down from the side, because it would be silly otherwise.
Thank you, Matthew,
so you guys
beloved.
You guys are able to swim over to the rope and kind of pull yourselves up onto the deck of your ship.
I just lay on the deck.
Same.
For a minute.
I'm doing my ritual to summon Nurgle.
Everybody kind of crashes a little bit. Finn, you kind of do your ritual, and after 10 minutes, are you summoning him as a seagull again?
Yeah.
Okay. After 10 minutes, Nurgle's seagull form kind of appears in, like, a spray of salt water across the deck. And Nurgle's there.
I hug him. I give him a big hug.
Nurgle!
He kind of, like, nestles his little head into you and kind of, like, beats his wings a little bit.
Oh, God, Nurgle. Oh, I don't ever want to be apart again.
I crawl over to them, and I also want to hug Nurgle.
Finn, you get from your kind of, like, telepathic bond with him that he was very worried and alarmed. Like, he's clearly like, oh, like, something bad happened. And he kind of,
it's okay, buddy.
He, like, looks
well, I mean,
around.
there is still a situation that we're in, but it's generally pretty okay.
Hey, you know, that's how it goes.
Turns out, Cathoth, remember Cathoth? I told you about him? He sucked. He assassinated you.
Well, not him
Yeah, I know.
specifically, but he sent people to do it, Nurgle.
Which is even more cowardly, if you ask me. I would like to, if Nurgle consents, can I rub him under the chin a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
I shed a tear. It's behind my sunglasses, so you guys can't see it.
I was gonna say, put that back in you. You need your water.
Oh, no, Malachi's gonna rust his face.
Can I guess, take the wheel and start getting us back?
Hold on. Where are we going?
Gillsbury?
Do we know how far we are from where we originally were? I know you
No.
said we were south.
So, yeah, you're south. Regin, you're not clear on exactly how far, or you were never, like, navigating was not your specialty. You kind of know the basics, but,
I know my way around a sextant.
Maybe...
Regin! That's disgusting!
You said the skies look clear, Hannah?
Yes, although now that you guys have been sitting here a little bit longer, I think that you just, especially Finn with your passive perception, you kind of, as you're like looking out, relieved to have Nurgle back, you do pick up that there is a storm on like your western horizon.
Okay. And you said by like the position of the stars and everything in the sky, we can tell that it's, do we get the sense that time-wise a normal amount of time has passed?
Time-wise, it seems like a normal amount of time has passed. Yeah.
Okay.
You hit the portal, like, right at midnight, and it seems like it's maybe now, like, an hour-ish past midnight by this point. So it's about 1 a.m.
About one bong.
Mm-hmm.
Regin, which way should we be heading if we're returning to Gillsbury?
North.
Are we heading that way now?
I would
tell me what I need to do to stay the course, because you're going to go to sleep.
Matt drives himself mostly.
All right.
So yes, he's pointing.
Who are you to say so?
I speak his language. He and I have a bond.
She.
Yeah, they.
It's
Matt
a
Black,
ship.
the transgender boat.
Matt Black is flexible.
Matt Black is our non-binary
It
representation.
just feels wrong to call a ship a he. I don't know.
But I figured we're going back to Gillsbury, right?
Do we think that's
We have
best?
unfinished business.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
I
You
point
go to
Matt
bed.
Black towards Gillsbury-ish, north, away from the storm.
You point Matt Black vaguely north,
yes,
and start heading
that
north.
away.
What are you guys doing as you're on this ship?
Well, I want Regin to go to bed.
I also want Regin to go to bed. I'm with you.
Yeah, Reagan should probably go to bed.
Oh, and after you wake up, you've got to try the bidet.
Not this again. Although it is pretty nice, Regin, but please sleep first. Actually, you know what? We could all use a little bidet right now. It was gross down there.
Not communally, though. I think this is a turn-taking thing.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you use it on your whole body?
Oh, why not?
Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Is there a shower on this ship?
Or are you implying that you shat yourself down there?
Me?
Because I wouldn't blame you.
I'm sorry. Do you know who you're talking to, Regin?
Touche. All right. Does Matt Black have a crow's nest?
yeah.
Does Matt Black have a shower?
No.
Rip.
I'm gonna go.
Bidet, but no shower.
You know, I could help you out there.
So true.
What?
I waggle my magic fingers.
Create water?
Oh, you're showering, Malachi. I am going to reluctantly surrender to exhaustion and having been, running on pure adrenaline and hatred for however
And
long.
Malachi.
And I'm gonna go curl up in the crow's nest.
Cool. Regin, you climb up.
What an inconvenient place to sleep.
Thank you.
What are Malachi and Finn? Where are you guys as Regin starts to climb up to the crow's nest?
Probably right there on the deck.
Just sort of chilling on deck.
Presumably somewhere near the wheel.
Cool. Regin, you go to climb up to the crow's nest. Make me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
10.
10. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Or how about because I intended to sleep, I don't have dis, and we go with the dirty 20.
No. As you begin to climb up to the crow's nest,
I would like to say that I am keeping a careful eye on him so he doesn't fall, because I know that he is at disadvantage because of his exhaustion.
I wouldn't fall off of a crow's nest.
You wouldn't normally.
I have climbed these things in much worse condition than this, Mal.
you're keeping a careful eye.
So is there like a pillow up there or what?
Yeah, I have snacks up there.
You get almost all the way up there before all of a sudden a figure kind of jumps out of the crow's nest just to kind of like land on the railing around the crow's nest and kind of like balances their forearms on their knees and like looks down at you. You see now kind of hunched up here right above you, there is a small humanoid but draconic figure, a kobold.
Oh my god, we're getting a kobold!
Their skin is like brassy scales. They have, to your surprise, wings, which most kobolds do not have. These big kind of like wings that extend out behind them, and wearing kind of like what looks almost like like what I can only describe as like a scout. They have kind of like little like leather armor and like a spyglass and like
they're so cute. I love kobolds.
And they kind of like
he also shrunk down?
Finn, was that guy in your pocket?
I don't know. I searched through my pockets to make sure no one else got shrunk down and left behind.
Does not look like it. She kind of like looks down at you and she's like, "Well, you look like you might be a little lost."
I scream and throw a punch at her, but like not like actually, like in a just like kind of way.
Yeah. You kind of, like, lash out with your fist. She kind of just, like, ducks back out of the way, and she's like, okay, no need for the hostility, sorry.
Where did you come from? Have you been in this the whole... Where did you come from?
Were you in my pocket?
No, I got wings. I kind of, like, flapped down.
Oh, you just got...
You guys look tired. You didn't really notice.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm so sorry. Do I know you?
I don't think so. My name's Brill.
Pleasure to meet you.
Regin, ask if she knows Gersh.
My friend wants to know if you know Gersh, the Knight of the North.
Yeah.
Finn, how would she know? Wait, what?
Oh, she knows.
Yeah.
Hey, Finn, she knows Gersh.
Yeah. Of course I know Gersh.
We know Gersh.
Wow.
Yeah, we're tight with Gersh.
He beat my friend up.
Uh-huh. She kind of, like, raises an eyebrow and looks at you, Regin, and she speaks in Draconic, and she goes, "You lost, cousin?"
No. I say, in also Draconic. I'm like, we're going vaguely north. How do you know we're cousins?
Well, because when Gersh came back home, he was like, "Yo, I fought this guy in a fighting pit." And he was like, "Really?" Like, "Woo!" And he had bronze scales. And we were all like, "Whoa, that's cool."
Regin.
And Gersh was like, he seemed like he was really going through something. And we were all like, "Damn."
Guys, we gotta go to the Draconic Islands.
So, I mean, anyway, so I was just out kind of flying around. And then all of a sudden, I see this ship just out of nowhere. And I thought I'd kind of come and see, and all of a sudden these three guys who look like they've been in a fight come crawling up over the side, and then they, like, lie on the deck for 10 minutes while one of them summons a seagull out of thin air. I just wanted to... Then you kind of, like, did some discussing and kind of pointed your ship in a couple different directions before settling on one, and you seemed like maybe you didn't know where you were.
You are a very astutely observant person, Brill.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, we're going to Gillsbury.
I don't know where that is.
Okay, she doesn't know where Gillsbury is.
Not many people do.
Malachi calls up, "Hello?"
Oh, sorry, there's a dragon up here.
She
Whoa,
takes off.
hold on.
She takes off the crow's nest. It kind of like swoops down. You see her flight is kind of like, it's more bat-like than anything. It kind of like big swoops with the wings, and not the most graceful flying you've ever seen. And she like lands on the deck next to Malachi and Finn, and like looks up at you guys, and is like, "Yeah, so I'm Brill. Hi,
Oh.
Hi, I'm Finn.
nice to meet you.
Malachi Kassir.
Hi.
And this is Nurgle.
Hi, Nurgle. Ah!
Does she say that?
Yeah, she kind of like squawks at him, and Nurgle like is really taken aback by this, and then just goes, "Ah!"
I trust this person a little bit because she communicates with Nurgle so easily.
I climbed down. So much for my nap.
Welcome back, Regin.
Thank you.
Hey, do you mind if he takes a nap while we talk?
Yeah, he could. I mean, you could take a little nap or a nap after. Well, so I don't know.
What's Gillsbury near? San Francisco? Wales?
Yeah. San Francisco is the closest big city.
None of these words mean anything to me.
Where are you coming from, Brill?
Yeah.
Oh, a city is like where a lot of people and buildings are collected.
That's good. I've never been to one,
Bro,
other than mine.
where are you coming from? And where are we?
Right. You guys are kind of in the middle of the ocean. So here's the thing, right?
Oh,
so
what a place to be.
I was right. Very cool.
I'm from the Dragon Islands, and we kind of like we're super secret because there's a lot of people who would like to take all our treasure and keep it for themselves. So we have lots and lots of protection around us.
I cover the cracks in my body in Regin's gold.
I give Malachi a very pointed look.
Part of the protection is that the islands kind of like move around in the ocean, so I'm maybe not so good at directions because I'm used to like just kind of being wherever, so I don't really know where things are in the oceans. But if you're trying to get somewhere in particular, some of the very smart people who live on the islands might be able to help you.
Oh, so you're saying that we're near the Dragon Islands? The Dragon Islands have come here to where we are.
She points directly at the storm.
Oh.
Yeah, right over there.
Oh, Regin, your dream.
I punch Malachi.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. If you guys want, you guys can come over here and get directions. And then they'll be able to tell you where you need to go.
In the storm.
Right. So that's part of the protecting stuff that kind of makes it hard for people to come and get us. Is there's a big storm around it, and most of the time, if you try and take your ship through it, you just get completely smashed. But you guys are lucky because there's a certain period of time. It's like an hour right after the sun rises, every third day, where you can kind of get your ship through, especially if you've got someone who knows how to do it who can take you. So you guys are lucky because you found me, and you're also lucky because if we sit right over there, maybe like wait for a little bit, and then we'll be able to get through the storm.
I look at Regin.
Awesome.
Regin is... A number of facial expressions are, like, vying for dominance on Regin's face. But he mostly just looks like he's just, like, taking a Sideshow Bob rake to the face, I think, is kind of the overall vibe.
I'm looking to him for the opinion here, since I don't know anything about storms and sailing and also dragons.
Well, I don't know much about dragons either, and I do know a lot about storms and sailing. Hannah, any chance of me making another, like, navigation check to see if I could reason us out of this without going to the Dragon Islands?
Yeah, you can make another navigation check, still with disadvantage.
Thank goodness. I'd hate to get involved in an interesting setting.
Okay, that's a 13. Mm-hmm. So I know north is that way somewhere.
You're exactly 1 point surer of where north is than you were before. Still not, I mean...
Wow, he sure can read those stars.
You would get yourself to something you recognized eventually. It's the classic kind of like dad thing of like, are you gonna stop and ask for directions? Are you gonna keep powering on? And potentially end up somewhere really dangerous if you sail into a situation you don't know.
And we definitely don't like have resources on Matt Black really, besides the bidet.
Not really.
And we are in some need.
We're in open water. We're out of a lot of our shit.
We need food also, additionally. All I have in my inventory is... Well, I ate some of those sandwiches. I have 3 probably extremely stale sandwiches.
Extremely wet sandwiches.
I still have a couple of stale muffins I never ate.
Oh, well, me too.
I suppose that we should take you up on that, cousin.
Nice!
Whoa, hold on.
Cousin? You guys related?
Yeah, I mean, I said buzzin'.
Yeah.
Cause
well, I mean, kind of. It's like, it's sort of like, cousin is kind of what we all call each other on the islands. Cousin is kind of like a loose word. Like, nobody's, well, some people are really related because, like, families and stuff like that, but not everybody's really related.
Families.
And some people, are, like, descended from dragons, and some people are more, like, descended from dragons. And some people, it's a kind of, like, adoptive family thing where you just sort of wash up.
Wow, if someone was listening to this and couldn't see you make air quotes, that would sure be a confusing sentence.
She differed the tone.
Listeners, I'd like you to imagine air quotes, no air quotes around the first one, and then yes, big exaggerated air quotes around the second one. Okay, that should clear it up for you.
This is because Regin has scales. Gotcha.
Descendant, right. Well, because Gersh was like, yeah, I fought one of our cousins. And we were all like, oh, that's cool.
You know Gersh?
Yeah, I went over this while I've got a pretty loud voice.
Yeah, that part was in common.
Yeah, great. Okay, so you should turn your ship, point it right over there.
Okay.
All right, then. I point Matt Black at the storm with the look of a man going to his death.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't worry, Brill. He always looks like that.
I do not always look like this. Sometimes I'm asleep.
Not lately.
Shut up.
So you guys point the boat in the direction of the storm. I'm going to say that you guys, so it's going to take you, first of all, it's going to take you a couple hours to kind of get over to close to where the storm is. And then, like Brill said, you have to kind of wait for dawn in order to even have a chance of making it through the storm.
Can Regin take a long rest, or can all of us take a long rest in that time?
All of you can take a short rest.
Short rest.
There isn't going to be time for a long rest, but there's time for a short rest. So you regain whatever you regain on a short rest, and you can roll as many hit dice as you want.
Before we start this short rest, I want to ask Malachi, do you want me to shower you?
You know what? That's fine.
Okay. Anyone else want to shower?
You know what? Yeah. I let Finn wash me.
All right, yeah, I cast Create Water above Regin and just douse him with a heavy rinse.
Now scrub me.
No.
Bitch.
Fine. Finn, you can shower
Mangold
me.
comes over and kind of like brushes you with his wing.
Thank you.
I changed my mind.
All right, yeah, get in here, Malachi. We're all showering.
I scrub myself vehemently, and then I dry myself off with whatever I can.
Brill just kind of watches, and she's like, wow, you guys have a lot of blood on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, literally and figuratively.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we shower, and then...
Cool.
Can we do these in shifts so that somebody's steering the boat, or do we trust Matt?
Oh, yeah, you can totally. It'll take you, like, a couple hours to get... I'm going to say that dawn is at 5 a.m., so I'm going to say that, like, in that time, there's plenty of time for all of you to kind of take shifts, make sure someone's steering the boat.
Do I no longer have dis, or do I still have dis? Do I still have exhaustion?
You still have dis.
What the fuck, man?
Because you haven't long rested.
I'm making you
Need a long
experience the
rest.
consequences of
You
your
shit.
actions.
Finn, you're back up to full, right?
Actually, I'm one below full. I didn't bother healing any on this rest because I'm already pretty
valid.
high.
I'm only 10 down, so...
I'm at 13.
You rolled like shit, didn't you?
I rolled all 2s.
Did you add your constitution modifier?
No, am I supposed to do that?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit, I
so-
didn't do that either. Oh, hell yeah. That means I'm just one below full. Like Finn.
So 13 plus 8 is 21.
Nice.
Regin, do you want to try a mystery berry? It might help. Or it might not. I'm not sure.
I do, actually.
Good, because so far we've only seen animals eat them. I want to see what happens when a person does. Here you go.
What color is it?
Yeah, what color is it? Hannah?
This one is, pink.
Okay, I'll try a pink berry. I will eat a pink berry.
Cool, roll a d20 for me.
18.
18, wow, you gain 1 hit point.
What?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh!
this is a peppermint step berry is what this is.
Ooh, maybe I could distill these ingredients and send them back to the Kuatoa.
I pick out all the pink ones from from Finn, like a person picking out the starbursts. Like, I want all the pink ones.
No. Those are staying in my pouch.
No.
Unless, if you want to eat them right now, sure. But if you're not going to eat them now, they're staying in the pouch.
Hang on. My jar of good berries that I handed off before, how many did you eat?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. We'll have to go back. But there are a few left, right?
I have 4 left, yes.
Okay.
Berry math with Ship of Fools. Okay, cool. Short rest taken care of?
I'd say so.
Cool. You guys sail in the direction of the storm. It takes you kind of a couple hours to get over there, and then Brill kind of like holds out her hands and is like, okay, let's not go any closer yet because we gotta wait for the sun to come up.
I pump the brakes on Matt Black.
You do that, and you guys just kind of, you have like a little bit it's eerie because directly above you the sky is clear, and then like no more than half a mile in front of you it is just this wall of rain. Rain and like clouds. You can kind of see the lightning flashing and hear the thunder, but it is like so clearly contained in this just kind of like wall in front of you, and you can see that, like, you could sail around it if you needed to. Just this very little, like, localized storm.
So it's the exact opposite of the Bluefin Tropical Resort and Spa.
Man, I know a cult who would love this, huh, guys?
You guys are kind of waiting here. Brill's kind of like, she's got a lot of energy, so she's kind of like, she's explored the entire ship, was fascinated by the concept of the bidet.
Oh, good.
Has never seen anything like that in her life.
As we're trying to take our short rest, I hear the bidet flush like 7 different times.
And every time she's like, guys, whoa!
I know, right?
Quiet, Regin's sleeping.
Cool. So, at, like, a little bit before dawn, Malachi, as you're kind of, like, at the side of the ship, just kind of, like, I don't know, doing whatever you're doing during this little bit of downtime.
Mentally preparing myself to enter rain willingly.
Yeah. Mentally preparing yourself for that. The cloth communication device from the Archaeological Artificers Association.
Oh, good. I was going to call now.
Opens up, and kind of like flops out onto the deck in front of you.
I juggle it a bit and almost drop it in the water.
You grab it and kind of hold it up in front of you. You see Nell and Alden's faces kind of next to each other, like
Alden's
looking
here
at
too.
you in
Great.
the through the cloth. And Nell's like, "Hey, where are you guys? Are you good?"
Hey, Nell's here. Well, Nell's on the... Nell and Alden are wanting to know where we are.
Oh, hey, Nell. Hey, Alden.
Alden's here?
Well...
Regan's, like, frantically trying to fix his hair.
I was actually just gonna call you, Nell.
We're having a bad fucking time.
What happened? So from our end, we picked up a huge kind of power spike or something, kind of off the coast.
Or something.
Because remember, we were kind of close by. We are kind of close by to Gillsbury because we wanted to be able to be backup if something really bad happened.
Well,
but then there was just, did something really bad happen? You're all alive.
Well, we are now.
Worrying.
Long story short, I met a guy who drew me in with some promises of certain things.
Finn got lured into a van.
Then he killed my gull, and he tried to kill me. But we killed him, so it's fine.
Alden kind of shakes his head and he's like, happens to the best of us.
I know.
Regan looks slightly panicked.
He said he knew my dad, so I trusted him.
When was the last time we spoke to Nell? What was the last thing we told them? Did we talk to them after we all had those weird dreams?
I don't think you did. I don't think you talked to them at all yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
If you want to just kind of say that you give them the lowdown of what's happened, just let me know how much information you're giving.
I think we would probably, like, tell them that we found out the priestess is sort of, or, like, Lithios is kind of sniffing around Gillsbury, and we think it was something to do with Mr. Gar.
Okay.
And we sort of let them know that. Is there anything that we want to leave out?
We met a tortoise that could sing.
I think we should tell them everything.
Yeah, I'm not hiding anything.
Okay, cool. Then I think we should we give them the lowdown on what we found out in Gillsbury, the stuff about, the priestess and Mr. Gar, and then Finn getting lured like a kid by candy into the ocean where we faced off against Cathoth and also encountered this massive power source that happened to produce a cube.
Hey, Nell.
What?
Nell, you ever licked one of the cubes?
No.
Oh, yeah, that power surge there was a cube down there.
Wait.
I would never lick a cube. That's super immature, and I would.
Regan licked the cube so many times. I told them to stop.
No, only I licked the cube. It was only me.
Hey, guys, go back from licking the cube. Did you? What do you mean the power surge was? Like, you found one?
We witnessed the birth of a cube. There was a water spout, then it went up, and it went down, and a cube formed in the middle of it.
Cathoth got Finn to come because he said there was some power surge happening that the lurker wanted him to attend, and there definitely was. But the cube wasn't there when we first got there, and it sort of appeared when Cathoth said, "It's happening," or whatever the fuck that loser said. Heck.
It was in the middle of a whirlpool. There was like a bottom whirlpool and a top whirlpool. Like, like an hourglass. It was like that. But then in the middle, there was a cube. And we have it.
We have it now.
And I will be charging extra because I did get the shit kicked out of me, and I'm really...
It's disgusting.
Really tired, and I'm having a bad day now.
It was a very bad cube now.
I died like 3 times.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Alden, I can handle it.
Yeah, Regin was totally cool for all of it. I was very impressed.
No, Regin actually, I mean, it wasn't his fault, but he was pretty uninvolved for part of this, through no fault of his own.
I punched Malachi.
Brill pokes her head in behind you guys and is like, "Hi!"
Oh, yep.
And Nell and Alden both kind of like jump back and they're like, Nell goes, "Who is this?"
This is Brill.
Is our intern.
So here's the thing.
We got an intern.
We killed Kathoth, and we took the cube, and something happened when the power surge closed. But I don't say as much, but I clearly don't really want to discuss it in front of Brill. Mm-hmm. And when we got to the surface, we were not where we had gone under.
Oh. Do you know where you are?
No.
Brill does.
Somewhere south.
Kind of.
Of where we should be. A lot south.
Much further south, apparently. Hey, I turned to Brill and I kind of whisper, are we allowed to say where we're, like, near the Dragon Islands?
Yeah, because, it's not like they could get in.
True.
Anyway.
Brill's taking us to the Dragon Islands.
Nell and Alden, like, exchange a look. And Alden's like, they're just taking you?
Yep.
I look at Brill. I'm realizing that this is very out of character for me to just inherently trust this person.
Brill kind of shrugs, and she's like, "Cousin, it'll be fine."
I give Nell and Alden a very toothy grin that just looks sad. I have fangs, by the way.
Alden kind of shakes his head, and he's like, "Well, I mean, no one ever gets to go, like, we know, like, there's, like, one person at AAA who was there once. So, I mean, yeah.
Get ready to change that to 4.
Great. Honestly, yeah.
We've always been exceptional.
Are you? So you're still off the coast of Gillsbury?
Yeah. We're still off the coast of Gillsbury.
Is everything look
Oh my god,
fine
yeah, there's not
there?
a fleet there, is there?
Wait,
yeah,
what?
no.
Oh, okay.
Why would there be a fleet?
I had a vision.
Oh.
You had a vision of a fleet?
Yeah.
Hold on, Regin got dragons and you got a fleet.
Among other things.
All I got was fog.
You got fog?
Wow, that sucks. Sorry.
Interesting.
Lame vision, dude.
Well, there was a little... You know what? It doesn't matter right now.
Well, hey, last time we had freaky visions, you got a really cool one and you got near us, so, like...
You'll get a cool vision next time, bud. I'm sure.
Hey, back to the fleet.
You'll see, like, the world's biggest rock or something.
Back to the fleet.
Oh, yes.
So, nothing, we haven't seen anything other than that. So, there was that power spike, and then we were kind of waiting to see if you guys were going to come back, or if you were going to check in or anything, but you didn't, so then we figured we'd better just make sure you were good. But we haven't seen anything suspicious, but we can keep an eye if it's going to take you guys a few days to get back
Yeah,
here.
it's going to take us some time to get back. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. That is something that you should look into. And you need to rob an old guy's house.
Well,
Could you also just let my parents know that I'm, like, not dead?
That too.
Oh, yep, we can do that.
Because they knew I was going to do some lurker stuff, and they get nervous about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I would advise that if you are going to actually enter Gillsbury, be careful, because we think this guy is spying for Lithios, and I don't know, based on what happened with you in Dermidor, what the situation might be there.
Right. You see Nell and Alden kind of, like, exchange a look again, and Nell kind of shakes their head, and they're like, the heat is really high on us right now, and Alden's like, I mean, we'll be fine. We'll disguise, we can, it's just, it'll be fine.
Maybe, you know what, maybe you shouldn't.
No, we...
Don't you guys have, like, subordinates?
Yeah, it's us.
Then that's us.
You guys, yeah,
Oh,
and nobody
yeah.
else is in the area. We know what we're doing. We know how to take care of ourselves.
I look very worried.
We'll be careful. Don't worry. But we'll make sure your parents know that you're good, and then we'll just kind of let you know. We'll give you a call if anything major happens.
Check in with us soon. We have other things we need to discuss anyways.
Right. All right. Now it kind of goes like, yeah, once you guys are back, we'll rendezvous once you're not at some mysteriously arcane shrouded island. And hey, like I said, no one ever gets to go there. If you want to like see if they know anything, that would be great. Like just kind of hey, cubes, heard of them?
I look at Brill.
Brill kind of like shrugs. She's like, yeah, they're like squares, but more.
Yeah, exactly.
She gets it.
She high fives Finn.
All right, we'll
finally a kindred spirit.
we need to kind of re-up on supplies and sleeping.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for sea monsters, also, just in case.
Wow, there's a lot of things we're keeping an eye out for.
Be careful.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
They were talking a big game about, the sea overtaking the land and all that, so...
Aren't they always?
I mean, it is an inevitability.
Okay, you guys be safe, be careful. We'll see you soon.
Hopefully so.
Bye.
Bye.
Alden gives like a little salute, and the picture kind of fades away.
I automatically salute back.
Fuck, I sounded like such an idiot. Oh my god, he must think I'm so
Well, what do you expect?
lame.
You've been
No, it's
slapped.
okay, Regin. It's okay.
Oh
You
my
were
God.
fine. You looked great.
See, Regin, this is why you should have had a long
I
rest.
punched Malachi.
Maybe then you would have been more impressive.
Okay, as you fold the cloth back up and kind of tuck it in your pocket, you see the kind of like the light of sunrise that has been kind of slowly bleeding over the horizon. You see the kind of first rays of the proper sun start to peek up, and Brill's like, oh, time to go, let's go.
Okay.
And you begin to steer Matt Black. You kind of see that the rain lessens a bit. It is still a storm, but it no longer looks like a wall of water. And you begin to steer toward the storm. So, here's how this is going to work.
Oh boy.
Bear with me if this gets a little complicated. I don't think it's that complicated.
Yeah, but Hannah, you're smart.
I'm the one who made it up, so let's see. So, we are going to it's going to take you guys about an hour to navigate through this storm. I'm going to need 3 kind of navigating checks to get through the storm. One person is going to be making kind of the main check. It is either intelligence or wisdom, you can pick. And then if you have proficiency in water vehicles, that you can add your proficiency to it.
Sounded like Finn should possibly make these.
Well, I'm not proficient with water vehicles.
Oh, you're not? You're fisherman. Well, you were.
Wait, I'm proficient with vehicles. Is that separate?
Does it just say vehicles?
Yeah, it just says vehicles.
Can drive a train.
Can I be proficient with water vehicles instead?
Yeah, this is you grew up in a fishing village. I'm going to say you're proficient in water vehicles. That's fine. So doing the kind of main navigating, you're making the main check. It's a pretty high DC, but people can help you. The way that you help is you just kind of like describe to me what you're doing and how that's going to help. And then make a check for that. And then so the DC on those checks is 15. And for every number above 15 you hit, that gets added to Finn's roll.
Okay.
And Brill is going to kind of help you guys too.
Okay.
And you can't, we're going to do 3 rounds of this, and you can't do the same thing twice.
Okay.
And if you want to switch off who's driving the boat in the middle of this, you can. Who's doing the kind of like main check. Does all that make sense?
Yes. However, I would like to be the one driving the boat, but Finn can be the one telling me where to go.
That's fine. Yeah. Just for roleplay purposes, Regin is the one with his hands on the wheel.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yes. So, what is everyone doing in this first kind of 20 minutes, this first attempt through the storm? What are you doing to kind of help navigate you guys through the storm?
Well, I don't know much about ships. Well, I know a normal amount about ships.
You know more than me about ships.
Wait, so I don't have to do anything extra, right? I'm just...
Yeah, you don't have to do anything extra. Yeah, the other 3... So I'll tell you, Brill is going to kind of like be like above you, kind of like on the like ropes or something like that, and she's just kind of like looking around, and she's gonna kind of point out where things are gonna go. And I'm gonna make a persuasion check for her, because this is about how effectively she's communicating to you. Kind of like, this is where I need you to go. And if you want, the thing you do, it doesn't have to be, if you have a spell that you think would be helpful here, you can do that too, and I'll let that add to the check, just kind of depending on how good I think it is. So she's going to make a persuasion check. Great. She gets a total of, wow, good for her, a total of 18 on that check. Oh, so nice. That's adding an extra 3 to Finn's roll.
I am gripping the wheel tightly with authority and command.
Okay.
Does that count?
What kind of check do you want to make?
I salute Regin.
Intimidation.
I was just going to say, I'd let you make an intimidation check. Go ahead.
How does intimidating him help him out?
I'm going to show this storm who's boss.
Exactly. I'm looking like I know what the fuck is up. With this, that comes to a 24.
Oh my god. Your dice love intimidation checks so much.
Yeah, so Regin is like, as soon as you guys kind of hit the storm, the lightning that's flashing around you guys is like illuminating Regin and kind of like infusing him with this power. And the way that helps is that Finn, as you're kind of like trying to figure out how to navigate through this and kind of using your like connection to the ocean and to the world, you kind of are gaining this confidence, because Regin looks like he would fist fight the storm if he needed to. And it kind of infuses you with this, like, oh yeah, we can handle this, actually.
Honestly, maybe even if he didn't need to.
Fuck yeah. Malachi, make a medicine check to lovingly apply a cool cloth to my forehead.
I think, are we like being blown by the wind here?
Yeah, there's wind happening.
Is it strong?
Pretty strong.
Okay. I think then I would be, since I'm pretty strong, I think I would like to be handling, I don't know what it's called, but when you're like taking in the sails that are hurting you and leaving up the sails that are helping you and doing that sort of thing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
I thought you were going to say you hold our hands so we don't blow away.
No, that's next. That's next. I didn't roll great, but with my athletics bonus, that is going to be a 16.
Cool. So Finn, go ahead and make me just a basic. You're adding your wisdom, I assume, and your proficiency, and then you're adding a plus 13 on top of that.
Ooh.
So that is a base 19, even if I rolled a 0.
Good.
And I rolled a 17.
Oh my god.
So that's 36.
Hell yeah.
36. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys on this first round, you smash past the DC so that you are taking no damage.
Oh, nice.
There's kind of the at the different kind of levels, depending on how bad you do, you and the ship are going to take some damage. But this one, you breeze right past it, and you manage to maneuver the ship so skillfully that you don't even get hit by lightning once.
Oh,
nice. However, we have to do this again. So for this kind of second round, Brill is going to go ahead and she's going to, I think, kind of scamper around in the rigging a little bit and make sure all the knots are secure. So I'm going to do a sleight of hand check for her to kind of make sure that all these things are staying where they're supposed to stay.
This is some sort of art form, is boat RPing, when our collective boating experience is a strong 4.
Okay. She's at a 16 for that one, so that's a +1 to Finn's. Regin.
Okay, I'm gonna do something that's either in the athletics or acrobatics realm, just in terms of wrestling with the wheel, which I assume is, doing shit and have you ever seen those TikToks of boat dudes doing really sick rope lashes around the fucking thingies?
No.
Okay.
No. But some of our listeners are with you, I'm sure, and are understanding what you're saying.
I'm gonna do something sick with a rope that looks really badass and is important to the functioning of the yardarm.
Classic Regin, always tying knots.
Wait, I thought you said the wheel.
That too.
Yeah, I'll let you do an athletics check for that.
I'm multitasking. So that's a nat 1. That comes to a 7.
Does that hurt Finn, or is that
The good news is it doesn't hurt.
God.
It doesn't
Regin
hurt
tied a
Finn.
knot around me.
I watch Regin try and tie this knot, and I see how badly it turns out, and I just raise a judgmental eyebrow at, how the turns have tabled.
Why are you so mean to me?
Because you were mean about my knot.
I'm fragile.
Like a full 15 episodes ago.
Malachi can hold a grudge like a bitch.
Regin keeps on trying to tie this knot, but he just keeps on accidentally tying necktie knots, which he can't do normally.
The stone remembers.
It's like another full Windsor. What the hell?
Regin, we can get dressed for the dragon party later. Focus.
No, it's called a drag show, not drag.
Keep workshopping that. There's potential.
Yeah.
Malachi?
I would...
Can I make a deception roll and yell up at the sky? We're actually immune to storms, so no point bothering.
I let you, but you're making the main check.
Is there a mirror on board?
Yeah, this is Solaris's party ship. There could be a mirror on board.
Malachi is, you can say no. Downstairs trying to intimidate himself into chilling the fuck out so he doesn't freak out Finn and the rest of the crew.
Yes, of course you can do that. We've all been there.
I'm just staring. I'm so close to the glass. It's like practically like touching my nose. I'm just like staring into it, like chin lowered, like stabbing a finger at itself. This is fine. It's not even raining that hard. You're okay. It's fine.
The bidet flushes in assent.
Malachi's been in the bathroom for a while.
You know how he is.
Well, that's gonna be a
Yeah, I know he never spends much time in the bathroom.
23. So I do a really good job. Right when you guys are saying that, I like march back up from downstairs, and there's quite a pep in my step, and I walk right over and I'm like, "How we doing up here, boys?"
Who the fuck are you?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna be okay.
Great.
Wow, I'm inspired.
Okay, Andy, you've got a +9 to this roll on top of whatever your bonuses are.
That's a 29 total.
Cool. Okay. So you guys are going to take a little bit of damage from this.
Okay.
So I need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, great.
Do we get aura? Is your aura always on?
I'm going to say, yeah, you guys are standing. I'll say you can be standing
yeah.
close enough to Malachi to get that aura.
17.
It's 13 for me.
12 for me.
Okay, so Finn passes. Finn, you don't take any damage. Regin, Malachi, Brill, and the ship all take 5 lightning damage, and then 4 thunder damage.
Am I
Damn.
resistant?
You're resistant to lightning, I believe. So you only take 2. You take 2 lightning damage, and then 4 thunder damage.
Guys, you want to avoid the lightning.
Gee. Regin, could you tell it to like chill out?
God. Wait, what are we thinking? Putting Malachi up on the deck? He's basically a walking lightning rod.
What? No, I'm not.
You're tall and made of metal.
I'm not Finn, we've been over this. I'm not and besides, I'm more rock than metal anyways.
Just like Motorhead.
I have a metallic sheen.
You guys are shouting this argument to each other over the sounds of crashing thunder and lightning. Go ahead and we've got one more round of this.
Can Nurgle help?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Nurgle can give advantage to somebody else who's not you. So you can't have advantage, but Nurgle can give advantage to somebody else. Brill is going to go ahead and cast Expeditious Retreat on herself. You guys see as she kind of like holds out her little kind of cobalt hands, she's a spellcaster of some sort.
Oh.
And she kind of like
Love it.
touches her shoulders and all of a sudden becomes even faster and is able to like more skillfully kind of like be tying ropes and stuff like that she's been doing as she's sped up by this. I'm having her make this check with her spellcasting modifier. Oh my god, she just got a nat 20.
Yes, Brill!
So that comes to a 24.
Oh, hell yes,
Good
bro.
for her. Cool.
Brill, do you want to join our party?
I really like the islands, but we can hang out.
Nice.
I am going to... Can I have Nurgle's help action to cancel out my dice?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Nurgle, Regin needs you.
Nurgle, be my eyes!
Now more than ever.
And so I want Nurgle to be on my head like a little periscope, and I am staring intently into the swirling clouds and the chopping waves, and I'm like, where am I?
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
22.
Beautiful. You see so much shit.
Oh, I've seen too much.
In fact, what you see, because this is the last one, you start to see the end of it, where clearly the rain kind of, like, lets up a little bit, and that helps you kind of, like, point toward where you need to go.
Land ho! I'm talking to myself. Land, comma, you ho.
I hear the word land. And when I hear the word land, I reach into my pocket and I pull out my jar of dirt and I put my hand in it to comfort myself. And I reach deep within myself and I try and sense the pull of the land.
Insight, I think. Survival, maybe?
I was going for nature.
Okay.
You know, Earth Genasi, maybe I have some sort of sense of this.
Can we get a fucking magnet?
Yeah.
Man, it would sure help my navigation if there was some sort of reflective surface I could use to see more of the surroundings.
That would just confuse you.
Like a backup mirror? You don't think Matt Black has a backup mirror?
I got a nat 20.
I don't think it does.
With my hand in dirt, because I've been off land for so long now. It's only been hours, but I was in the water so much more than I prefer to be in the water. And something in my Earth Genasi soul is just like, don't worry, buddy, you're close. So that's a 23, and I'm like, I think we're going this way.
A 20, a nat 20, and the best you can do is, I think we're going this way.
Hey, listen, I don't think it's a real ability, so.
Great. Andy, if my math is right,
I'm going on gut.
If my math is right, you have a plus 24 to this.
All right. That is 49 total.
I feel like I should give you guys health back somehow. Great. Yeah,
I'm doing this with one hand, my other hand over my eyes, just to show off how well I can navigate.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the reward for this, because the DC was 30, the reward for this is that you fully, like, you guys come out of the storm looking so cool. It's the most picturesque thing you can imagine. Regin's at the wheel. Finn is right next to him, hair, like, perfectly windswept, as he, like, points forward. Brill is, like, up in the crow's nest.
And I'm just standing there, hand in dirt.
Malachi's got his hand in a jar of dirt, and his nose, like, pointed in the direction of the land.
And we're all just dripping wet.
I'm pointing forward with my finger, and then 30 feet ahead of it, my mage hand is also pointing forward.
Your mage hand is our blinker.
And it is like this that you emerge from the storm into an absolutely beautiful day. You see that the storm kind of forms a ring. It's almost like being inside the eye of a hurricane.
Very sexy.
The storm forms a ring around these three kind of clustered little islands ahead of you. And I say little, but they're really like, these are just like, big-sized little masses of land. Okay. You see that there's kind of like one that's the largest, which is sort of crescent-shaped. The best way I can think to describe it is the shape of a croissant, kind of like curled around and with the sort of like low part of it facing toward you. And you can see that built all over this island are like houses and buildings and structures. And behind this croissant-shaped island, there is another island, which is just this very tall, pointed mountain that like rises up into this very kind of like narrow, tippy-top point. And you see that there are like clouds kind of around it. These just like kind of like gentle white clouds kind of floating around these islands. And then the third island, which is the smallest one, is just this kind of little, like, dome off to the side of the croissant.
Dome?
That also has kind of like a few little houses and buildings on it and is connected with some bridges and ropes and stuff like that to the other islands. As your ship draws near, you see that these islands are far from abandoned, that there's like a hub of activity around them, and what you see are dragons. Not the kind of like what...
I didn't expect this!
Not exactly what you think of when you think dragons, like the big, scary dragons. But you see a lot of like kobolds like Brill. You see a lot of dragonborn. You see a lot of kind of like these smaller dragons that you would know are called wyverns. As well as kind of like a bunch of little like flying around. You see pseudo dragons, these like dragons that are like the size of cats, kind of zipping around. And you do see a few as your ship begins to draw nearer. You see a few proper dragons. They look like, kind of from the size and sizing them up, you would guess that they're not too old, but still dangerous, still could absolutely kill you, but they seem to have no interest in killing you. They're just kind of like, one of them like takes off from the big mountain island and like does kind of a loop-de-loop around before sort of flying down onto the beach, and kind of like lands on the beach, and you see kind of like shakes off its wings and then just like walks over to where a group of people are talking, and they all kind of seem to engage in conversation. And the other thing you see as you draw nearer is you spot kind of off to your left, and for a second you're like, oh, a fourth island. But it's not. It's the back of an enormous turtle, a dragon turtle.
Ted, you've grown!
Kind of like rises up out of the ocean and kind of like with its big head just kind of like looks at you curiously for a second, kind of like nods, and then sort of starts to submerge again so that just the top of the shell.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh my god, it's the Coast Guard.
Excuse me, can you give me the power of energy bending? Excuse me?
As it sinks kind of back below the water with a nod to you guys. Brill's kind of like waving. You see one of these wyverns kind of like takes off and flies over to your ship, and kind of like lands and starts to look like get almost like a little bit aggressive, but Brill kind of very quickly is like, hey, no, I found a couple of friends and one of our cousins out in the ocean. They were lost. They're gonna come chill here.
Don't worry, we're on the list.
Is this customs and immigration?
I just want to say, as soon as we left the storm and came into like the beautiful sunshine, I had like slowly lifted my dark vision glasses off of my face and just looked so thrilled to see land again. And as soon as I see all of these dragons, I'm like slowly lowering them back.
Hannah, are there, like human and human appearing and humanoid people as well?
Mm-hmm. It takes you a little bit to kind of spot them because you're sort of distracted by the dragons, but especially as Matt Black begins to draw closer to the shore, you see that like there are some, for one thing, Dragonborn are humanoids, and so are kobolds. But then you also see that there are fully just some, like, humans chilling here, as well as you see, like, one or two elves, a couple of halflings. You see, kind of, like, as you get close standing on the shore, there's, like, this, like, what looks like some sort of shark person, kind of, like, standing there, just kind of, like, talking to everyone. Basically, just everybody is sort of hanging out.
Chilling.
Chill vibes on this croissant island.
Yes. Extremely chill vibes. Everybody's definitely very interested to see you guys.
Nurgle, are you seeing these vibes?
Nurgle seems like in awe and kind of thrilled. He is not like scared or anything. He just sort of is like looking around, like in his little bird eyes are very wide.
Oh my god, these vibes are unprecedented.
Brill starts talking to the wyvern in Draconic. So only Regin kind of can understand what's being said here. But she basically is just like, yep, no, they're friendly. They're gonna hang out for a while. They need directions. Thought maybe the storm would kind of damage their ship and make it need to be repaired, but honestly, like, that didn't happen, so we're all good there.
Matt Black is strong.
So yeah, they're just gonna kind of chill for a little while. And the wyvern kind of like narrows his eyes and, like, sniffs a little bit forward and then kind of is like, okay.
Ooh, good thing we showered, huh?
And, like, takes off to go back to the island, clearly to, like, tell them that you guys are, like, good. You pull Matt Black up to, there's, like, a dock where there's a couple of ships, but, like, barely any. And the ships that are there look like they don't see much use. Clearly, whichever way these islands move, it doesn't really happen by ship.
Right.
And it seems like people aren't really... There's not a lot of coming and going from these islands.
OMG, are they towed by the dragon turtle?
And as you guys kind of land Matt Black and kind of start...
I parallel park.
Not at a dock, just next to another boat.
You fully don't need to.
Regin, we don't need to park Matt Black.
There's so much empty space by the docks, and Regin still squeezes into a parallel park.
We're just gonna shrink it down anyways.
Yeah.
No, you know that thing where dads, like, when they're being super extra and they whip it into reverse and they park back? It's one of those.
Yep. You kind of like, you park the ship, and you guys start to kind of get off, and as you do, you see walking toward you up the dock, there's a familiar-looking white dragonborn who kind of like opens up his arms and he's like, yes! Hey, you guys!
Gersh!
Oh my
Gersh! I give Gersh...
Oh, we are gonna hang with the boys tonight!
I give him the biggest hug in the world.
He gives you this big kind of like crushing hug, and he's like, see, I told you, if you were ever in the area of the Dragon Islands, to stop by and hang out. And you took me up on it.
Yeah, you know,
Well, it was a bit of an accident.
can't say it was on purpose, but you know what? Maybe something brought us here. Fate, destiny, a ship.
You know, most people who find these islands don't necessarily intend to find them, because the people who intend to find them tend to have a harder time finding them. Anyway, you guys look like shit.
Yeah, you're
We
correct.
just showered!
I feel like shit, Gersh,
Well-
if I'm being completely honest with you. It's been like a really, really bad month.
It's been a weird time.
I was kind of in a bad place when I met you, and it's only gotten weirder from there.
Hey, Gersh!
Yeah?
How much do you want to bet that I can't shrink a ship down?
He, like, looks around, he's like, you know, I've seen a lot of weird, interesting magic, but I don't think I've ever seen a ship shrink down, so I think that means it's impossible. So, 5 gold.
Alright, Solstice! Gotcha!
Damn it! One of the boys who's clearly with Gersh, this like kobold guy, is
Of course,
like
Gersh and the boys.
clearly there's multiple boys of all genders
Yes.
around Gersh, and you see this kobold guy's kind of like, Gersh, this happens every time. And Gersh is like, I know.
Gersh is my best friend. I want to hug all the boys.
Cool. You hug all the boys.
For me, the clap on the back that I give to Gersh is like being reunited with someone you've seen after 500 years and you're like sobbing at their feet.
Are these the same boys that we met before, or different boys?
It's some of the same boys and then some new boys. You see that there's kind
You
of like...
gotta rotate the boys.
There's some of the same ones who were with Gersh before. You see this, the like shark person is there and kind of like shakes you guys' hands, which is gives you this like big toothy smile, but they're a shark, so it's like all pointy shark teeth.
Shark boy?
And they're kind of like, hi!
Hi!
And shake all you guys' hands.
Let me just say, I love what you have going on.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've also got, they indicate they have like all these like, their ears have like all these piercings in them, but they're wearing like Hawaiian shorts. The fantasy equivalent of Hawaiian shorts. And yes, and there's Crack, who was the bronze dragonborn that you guys had talked to before, kind of like comes and like shakes you guys' hands, and you know, there's hugs, there's hand clapping all around. They're like, yeah, they're excited to see you guys, and clearly there's some like, it's a little ambiguous as to whether they remember you or whether they're just like pumped to see you anyway.
Remember Regin was the one who got beat up so badly?
They kind of like look amongst each other and they're like,
happens a lot.
Person who Gersh beat up really badly is like, you know,
broad.
Like that's a bunch of people.
Fair.
But
I did a really good job starting the wave.
oh yeah, no, that sounds familiar. Yeah. That was I've never seen a wave like it in all my years.
Oh, stop it.
So, Gersh, I hate to impose on your I just forgot the word for hospitality and literally almost said homosexuality.
Oh, hate to impose on that.
I hate to impose on your hospitality, but we kind of need a safe place to crash and lay low for a little while and fix some stuff up. Do you have any recommendations for?
Yeah.
Do you have like a motel?
You guys are welcome. We've got like we're sort of we tend to live pretty communally here. There's like big houses that just have like couches and
I demand to
beds and
sleep in
stuff like
Gersh's
that.
bed.
There's like kind of like, you know, like long houses, that sort of thing. And he's like, yeah, we'll find you guys in beds. You probably, he kind of like appraises and like looks at Brill and he's like, they should probably talk to Stella. And Brill's like, yeah, I was thinking they could talk to Stella, because that's the thing is they need directions. And Gersh is like, oh, yeah, I do not remember where we are, because I came back from Benswick and then we moved a couple times since then. But I'm sure Stella knows.
Man.
I am in love.
Quite the party on these isles, huh?
Yeah.
Directions would be great.
Brill's like, yeah, Stella will know. So they can talk to Stella, and she can give them directions, and then once the storm is, like, good again, then they can sail back out. And Gersh kind of nods, and he's like, yeah, that seems legit. He's like, yeah, I'll come. You should probably talk to Stella pretty quick, because, you know, you're, like, newcomers to the island, and she probably
Is Stella,
wants to see you.
Like, the mayor, or...?
Kinda. I mean, she's kinda in charge. We
have a great track record with identifying mayors.
We love mayors.
I know, I'm trying to nip this one in the bud.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been wild if Brill had, like, been the mayor or something.
Oh, God.
Like
Oh, God. I didn't even ask.
Brill's like, I think I should be the mayor. And everyone else is like, no.
She's got my vote.
I want to give Brill a big, sincere hug and be like, you scared the shit out of me, but thank you.
Yeah.
Are you not coming with us?
I mean,
I'm just thanking her.
I'll be around. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna go. I should probably go, like, report in, because I was sort of out, like, scouting around, just making sure that nobody was, like, lurking, who wasn't supposed to be lurking. But you guys were lurking, and that was probably fine.
Oh, we weren't trying to.
I love to lurk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I'm sick of lurking.
Great.
Malachi looks like he's like, this is acceptable because they have Gersh now, but because if Brill had just left and Gersh weren't here, he'd be like desperate for someone to cling on to who knows what the hell's going on.
Cool. So the group kind of, Gersh and the boys kind of, like, split up a little bit as people kind of, like, go back to whatever they were doing.
Gotta split up the boys.
One of Gersh's boys is, like, fully a wyvern. There's, like, the dragons just kind of are, like, chilling around here. And you see they sort of, like, all start to, everybody kind of splits up. But Gersh kind of leads you guys toward the center of the croissant. Because it's basically like there's this like lower bed of land, and then there's like this mountain.
You're really describing a croissant. Yeah. I'm all in on this. Yeah. I perceive you.
Great. Cool.
Man, I'm hungry.
So he leads you kind of through the town.
I knew I shouldn't have recorded across the street from a cafe.
Andy is on location in Paris tonight.
As he's sort of, like, leading you, he's like pointing out kind of things around you. Just like, you know, he's like, this is where we, like, kind of do training. He kind of, like, he elbows Regin and he's like, hey, if you want a rematch, we got a couple areas where we could do that.
Bet your ass, Gersh.
Yeah!
Just let me sleep first.
Oh, yeah, you look like you got stabbed and maybe, like, crushed at some point.
Bitten.
Looks like
A lot of things happened to me. Yeah.
You name it, it happened.
This guy for sure got stabbed, pointing at Finn. Yeah, looks like there's a lot going on.
Wait.
Gersh can smell your blood.
Oh, sorry, Malachi, were you about to ask who stabbed me?
How would he know that?
Because the answer is you, Malachi.
No, there's not even... that was a week ago. I fixed that. You're fine.
I look deeply into Gersh's eyes and I'm like, I am so glad to see you.
He pats you on the back and grins.
I feel like back when we were in Benswith, I didn't really especially bond with any of the boys, but I pick one at random and just look them in the eyes, and I'm like, I'm so glad to see you.
You choose Shark Boy.
I don't remember how Malachi felt about the boys, but he's sure glad to see him now.
Gersh leads you guys to, like, the middle of the croissant, where there is, like, a little door, just kind of, like, in the side of the mountain. And you see that kind of, like, that it looks like they very much kind of, like, make use of the land in their kind of architecture. The buildings are sort of, like, some of them are, like, built up on the croissant and stuff like that. And he kind of, like, raps on the door and he goes, "Hey, Stella, we've got some..."
Sorry.
Stella, we've got some visitors. Brill found them. One of them's that guy I told you about. And this is in Draconic, so you guys are not picking up on this. So one of them's this guy I told you about from Benswith. And after a minute, you see the door opens. And there are actually two women who are standing there.
Oh my God.
One of them, the one who opens the door, has, like, long silver hair, and is wearing
The adventurer!
Honestly, a little bit. She looks like kind of about the adventurer's age, maybe a little bit older than the adventurer looked. She's got very, very long silver hair, and is wearing kind of like, almost like robes of some sort.
Mom?
And
Do they look...
they look like vaguely kind of priestly, but they also look more like they're just kind of meant to be, like,
Cool.
comfy.
They're not, like, intimately familiar to us.
No, they do not. You do not immediately recognize them and raise alarm bells or
Okay.
anything like that. And you notice, as she's kind of, like, looking past Gersh to kind of, like, see the three of you, you notice that her eyes are, like... She looks like a human woman, but her eyes are very kind of, like, reptilian. They have the kind of, like, whatever kind of pupils.
They have the slit,
weird,
yeah.
the, like,
Horizontal slits, I think.
yeah, whatever a reptile has, those kinds of eyes. And they're this kind of, also this bright silver color. And she kind of, like, blinks and smiles at you guys, and she's like, "Hi, welcome to the Dragon Islands. Why don't you come in?" As you kind of, like, step into the room past her, you see the other woman that I mentioned is sort of, like, standing kind of behind her, has her arms crossed. Also, human woman, looks kind of about the same age, on the older side. She has dark skin and kind of, like, short hair, and you see that she's got, like, tattoos all the way up and down her arms of these kind of, like, designs that look vaguely like fire, or like, it's fire, but it's also, like, there's just, like, multiple elements kind of going on there. You see some that look like lightning, some that look like wind, some, like, snowflakes, and some just kind of, like, runic designs, like, all up and down her arms.
God, Hannah, back at it again with the hot NPCs.
She's wearing what look more almost like a martial arts outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, kind of, like...
You bet she is.
Very movable, clothing. And she kind of, like, has her arms crossed, and is, like, leaning against the wall. As what you see is kind of, like, a very cozy kind of...
Are the second woman's eyes human eyes or reptile eyes?
The second woman's eyes are human eyes. They look just kind of... They're, like, dark brown, and look like human eyes. And you see this kind of, like, cozy room. There's, like, a fire going. There's, like, a couple kind of chairs in here. It almost looks like a living space, but, like, a pretty sparse living space. Although you see that there's quite a few kind of, like, books and bookcases on the walls is, like, the main thing. It almost looks like a mini library. And you see that there's, like, a couple books on the side table, like they were sitting in here and reading or something. And then you also see there's, like, a few kind of, like, what almost look like somewhere between hallways and tunnels, kind of going back out of this room, looking like they lead deeper into the sort of mountain. And Stella, the silver-haired woman, kind of looks at you all and is like, "So, what are your names? What brings you here?"
A boat! I'm Finn. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a boat and Brill also,
Yeah.
but we don't really know how it came to be here. Malachi Kasir. I hold out my hand to shake her hand.
Hello. She shakes your hand.
Regan is, like, kind of shell-shocked. Like, I feel like it's kind of the way that you...
From the dragon tortoise.
Shut up, Andrew. I feel like it's kind of the way that, like, you know, when you're a baby gay and you're first on college and, like, you go to your first gay club meeting and, like, everybody's like you, and that's the first time you've ever been in a room where everybody's like you. So he's kind of having that experience because he's like, oh, like, nobody's gonna try to kill me here. Wow. So he's kind of shell-shocked, but he, like, pulls it together enough to say, like, in Draconic, like, a formal greeting of some sort, but it's probably, like, really fake and made up because he doesn't actually know how these things work.
To be fair, the people trying to kill you so far have been trying to kill you for very different reasons.
He takes it personally, though. And he's like, my name is Regin Stockweather. We got super lost, and Brill was willing to take us here, and Gersh and I we don't go way back at all. That's a stupid thing to say.
They go a couple weeks back.
We go like a month back. Thank you for your generous hospitality in this time. Smiles, like, pained.
She kind of smiles at you, and you see there's, like, go ahead and make an insight check for me, Regan.
What? 18.
Nice. You catch, like, a little hint of a smile at your, like, formal greeting, as this clearly is, like, not really something that anyone says. But it's not, like, a mean way. It's just sort of a, like, kind of gentle, like, affectionate little,
Somebody,
like, oh.
Hail, good gentlewoman.
Oh, he's trying.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of, so, like, he's trying, yeah. Little smile from her. And she, like, but you also kind of catch... With an 18, you catch that she is clearly happy to have you here, which has a degree to it of just kind of like, this very much seems like a place that kind of like, it is designed to keep people out, but if you somehow get here anyway, they're gonna kind of like welcome you in if you're supposed to be here. And if you kind of like don't intend harm. So there's a degree of welcomeness coming from that, but you also get more of a sense directed at you, Regan, as there's almost a sense of, like, welcome for you in particular. And as she kind of, like, reaches out and shakes your hand, in Draconic, she's just like, welcome home. And that, I think, is where we will end our session for this week. Welcome to the Dragon Islands. Sorry I yeeted you all the way across the ocean.
Don't apologize, baby girl.
Wow.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, as usual.
As always.
As always.
I'll thank you next time.
Wow. If you like our content, you can find us other places on the internet. You can find us at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And you can also find us on Patreon at patreon.com/shipoffools, where we have lots of fun bonus content. We just released our first kind of one-shot for hitting our goal, where the players swap character sheets and play each other's characters. It was really funny. It's a really good time.
And if you join now, you'll be able to help us reach our next goal.
Yeah, and then we can do other fun one-shots. Because, you know, that's how it is.
I mean, there's we got lots of other fun stuff on there for you, too.
Yeah. And thank you, as always, to the other people who make our show work. Thank you to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And to Lucas Mangold for our theme music. You can find him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com.
That's Carl with a K.
For all of your music needs. And you can find us here again on your podcast feed on August 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome to August, everyone.
Oh boy.
That's rough.
Not unpack that. Okay, cool. Until then, we will see you on the open seas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.